How's it going, guys? Carson back here with another live stream. This time we're doing a hot Saturday night. The comic room is sizzling, so we're gonna make this quick because I got a lot of comics here. I got like just a giant stack. Like actually, if I put this back, it's still in camera angle. So I need to do a haul video when I can't even stack the books, below camera level. As usual, I gotta say hi to my friend, the Great Legend Show. What is going on, Ledge? Nice to see you in the chat. There he is. Hashtag newsstand. I even wore the shirt just for you, Ledge, because I know you'd probably be here tonight. So thanks for hopping in the chat. We'll go ahead and get started here because, like I said, it's a warm one in here. So we're gonna push through and hopefully hang out with some peeps in the chat here. I don't know why I use the word peeps. People in the chat, but just disregard that. Anyway, last Ronin number 2. Re-Evolution, issue number 2. I think I was pretty critical of the first issue of this. It was all right. It wasn't great. Just they're $9 a piece. So for $9 a piece, in my opinion, it better be pretty good. And I think this one was honestly a step in the right direction. They're working on giving the new Turtle clan their own voice and everything and making them their own characters instead of just like Ninja Turtles 2.0, which they kind of still are. Let's be honest. Like if you read this, like you're just gonna try to compare them to, is this one like the Donnie of the group or is this one the Leo? But I think they're trying to differentiate a little bit, which is good. But the main crux of this is the bigger one. I can't remember their names. It's gonna be a while before I remember the new Turtle names. I kind of wish they did that 90s gimmick where they had like the name next to the person, like a lot of the Image comics they did and like early X-Men's and stuff. But anyway, the bigger one seems to have a power that no one understands. He turns to stone, but he turned to the point where he couldn't even move. And some of the other turtles thought it was like shock or whatever, or he's having some sort of mental disorder. But it kind of turns out, plot twist, that each of these turtles are getting their own powers. Like the last panel of this is one of the turtles getting their own like electric type TK power or something like that. So it appears like all 4 turtles are going to have a power. We'll see what the other 2 powers, because I think the big one is basically like brick and stone, and there's the other one that's basically like lightning or telekinetic powers. I couldn't really tell from the panel. Meanwhile, April, she's like their grandmother at this point. I guess takes place like way after last Ronin number 1. And Casey Jones's daughter is their sensei, so that kind of makes for an interesting dynamic. With Casey Marie is more or less their Splinter, which you would have thought. And then April's kind of like the tech wizard now. So she's a little Baxter Stockman. She actually has like Fugitoid's brain hooked up to a computer to try to figure out what's going on with the turtles. So I think this was a much better issue than the first one, honestly. I wish there was a little bit more of this type of content in the previous one, or maybe I was just vibing with this one a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to stay on. I used to get a cool Kevin Eastman cover on each B cover issue, so can't go wrong with that. Legend says, or could I have predicted the shirt you were going to have on? Kind of, he does. I don't even know how many hours into the future the Great Legend is now. It just keeps moving forward faster than anybody. We got Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 3. They keep getting me with these foils. I think I'm all in. I'm probably going to get all 12 in foil, because I guess why not? But yeah, I've read this a billion times. Like, if you haven't read Crisis, what else can I say to make you read this? Just go read it if you haven't. It's essential DC Comics. We got Amazing Spider-Man 52. I said this good Pablo Villalobos Black Cat cover. Really liking the Villalobos covers, so they seem to end up in my pull list every time. So there's a Black Cat B cover he did. We got TMNT Black, White, and Green. They are milking TMNT for all it's worth. I'm probably not going to get all these. I think there's like at least 2 more of these coming. I thought it was just a one-shot, and then this came out. Now apparently it's like a 4-issue series, but they're all just like mini stories. The only one I really remember reading in this was Gavin Smith did some cool art with Casey Jones and Mikey and like a one-off tale, and he draws a really cool Casey in this. So if nothing else, I recommend this book. Some good Casey Jones, Gavin Smith art. So definitely, well, maybe check it out. Like I said, they're really really milking the Turtles cash cow right now, even though there's like technically not an ongoing series until I think August is the issue of the Jason Aaron run. Speaking of Jason Aaron, I didn't have this on my 2024 bingo card, but we have Jason Aaron and others writing an Uncle Scrooge book with a cool Alex Ross cover. Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime. Legend, I know you're watching this. You probably would enjoy this. I think there's some old reprints put in here as well. It's a pretty beefy book. Yeah, somehow Marvel is, I guess, Disney. Marvel is putting out some Uncle Scrooge. So I know, Legend, you're a big Uncle Scrooge fan, so you should probably check this one out. So that was my local shop pickups for the week, or weeks, however many at this point. Like says, I like when Kevin Smith writes, Clerks came out in the mid-90s. Me and my friends love it. Oh, yeah. Like he started. We're going to talk a little bit about Daredevil tonight, obviously. Maybe coming up next, actually. But yeah, I think he really kicked off like this big resurgence for the character of Daredevil with his run. And it's been on a really good run ever since. That's for sure. It says going to read the, assuming we're talking about Donald Duck, he's going to read Digital, supposed to be a spiritual successor to the Carl Barks, Don Rosa stuff. Jason Aaron is keeping it in Duckburg. Yeah, absolutely. I like seeing Jason Aaron branch out. He's done a lot, like between Turtles, Uncle Scrooge, and a bunch of other stuff. He did some Superman, like a couple issues of Superman previous. I still had to read that second Bizarro World one. But yeah, he's really branching out his skill set. I'm enjoying seeing it so far. I got on eBay a lot of some Harley Quinn books. Paid about $3 a pop for these. You don't see Harley in the wild too much, especially like her Volume 1 stuff. So they had like the one shot for Our Worlds at War. Cool J. Lee cover on that one. Don't think I had that in the collection yet. I do love these Terry Dodson covers, so I had to get these for at least the Terry Dodson stuff. We got Harley Quinn number 3. I believe this is the first team up of the Gotham City Sirens, basically. So cool issue there. Legends asking, why don't you take that POS X-Men 4 down? I'll have to, let me tilt my chair a little better so my head doesn't block the X-Men number 4. I want to make sure you can see that. So I'll turn my chair this way so you can see your favorite book. He says, I'll send you a Golden Age book to replace. You'll send me a Golden Age book to replace that X-Men 4. I can't send you my elongated. Oh, man, no elongated, man. Come on. All right, so now you got, like I said, I got Legends' favorite book right here, and then I got Comic Core Chad's favorite book right next to it, the Joker cover that we all think is Joker, but maybe not Joker. There's a whole long story about that somewhere, I'm sure, on the internet. So Omega Red and Joker / not Joker, I'm going to keep those displayed right next to each other for those guys. All right, we got Harley Quinn number 4. Like I said, you just don't see these in the wild, so sometimes you got to go to the Bay to get some good deals as well. And luckily, like I said, after shipping, taxes, and all that fun, it comes out to about $3 a book on these. And I think I only have like the first issue and maybe like one other random that I found for $1 like once. So yeah, you don't see these that often is the point of the story. You got issue 13. Looks like some awesome Tim Sale art on that cover. Joker's Last Laugh. More Poison Ivy on issue 14. We got issue number 15. And then the last one, I think this is a either Silver or Gold Age throwback, issue 19. Really fun cover with Superman and a chainsaw on there. So got some Harleys. Go ahead and file those over there. All right, so we'll get to like one of our 2 main events or 3 main events, I guess, of the little haul here. I got a package. It was a Whatnot package, and I made a deal for this book, and then I just kind of added these because I believe it was Harvey Doss Comics. I really enjoy buying from him and his wife, Megan. They've been doing some awesome deals for me, and a lot of their stuff they just sell for like $1 or $2, but then they have some pretty major keys they throw for some really good prices. So I bought this. They made a deal for me, and I won the auction. And then a lot of these were $2 add-ons, except I got bid up on this one, but it's still a steal of a deal. So we got some Marvel Tales 187, just like trying to think about getting these Silver Age Spider-Mans. I had some good luck like for 1 month, and then I haven't seen any since, but maybe I'll get some more Silver Age Cravens with a nice reprint of that one cover from Amazing Spider-Man Silver Age. We got Daredevil 204. So trying to fill out this whole run. So like whoever previously owned this book wrote all of the stats on the back of the book, so they really cared about this copy. That's awesome. Good Denny O'Neil on there. So that's awesome. Really working on filling out some Daredevil. Legend says, Dude 19 chain slider cut looks like Norman Rockwell, 1950s Art Deco style. That is for sure. All right, we got Fantastic Four Roast. This one was just so weird and random. Like, no one was bidding on it, so I was just like, I gotta try it, see what this book's all about. So it's an awesome cast of characters there. I will definitely be cracking this one open. I'm gonna put that on the side there because I want to see what in the world's going on inside that comic. And then I'm also working on some Moon Knight stuff. So the more Moon Knight I've checked out and read, the more I've decided I'm going to go after some Moon Knight run filler. So we got issue number 42, the Mark Spector run. And most of these, they're either, I think they were $2 a piece. And really no one's bidding against me on the Moon Knights. So figured why not. Cool cover there. And in this one, I was shocked. I actually found this earlier in the year for a really good deal. And then now I've found it again for a really good deal. So someone tried to bid me up, but I did like the highest bid thing because I knew someone was going to bid me up on this book because they started at $2 for some reason. And that's Moon Knight 57. Once again, I actually just got this at a 9.8. So I've gotten another cheap copy of this. So awesome McFarlane swipe from Stephen Platt. So really like that cover. Think it's awesome. Let me see what we got going on here. Legend says, I was looking at Hembeck for their show. Yeah, Fred Hembeck did the Fantastic Four. I was trying to think of the name of like Legends in here. I think he even had, you might even have a sketch from Fred Hembeck if I remember correctly, but I knew you were going to let me know who this was, so I didn't want to embarrass myself and guess and get it wrong because I knew you were going to come through and tell me who this was. He says, Lord, please, enough the synchronicity. Yep, you have those sketch cards, which are really cool and awesome. All right, so the main event I got out of this package, and the main reason I ended up buying more and putting together a package, and you might have guessed it from the thumbnail, but I've been buying their bigger key Daredevil, so they keep, I guess they're negotiating with another person selling off their entire collection, and they keep having Daredevils trickle in like 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. Now, if you've been watching previous, I think I got like 3, 4, and 5. So I was either going to keep counting up or maybe counting down. So I was like, hey, where's the 1 at? Like, they don't have the 1, but they had the number 2. So here's Daredevil number 2, second appearance of Daredevil, and it's the second appearance of Electro. So almost got all the yellow suit little run they had complete. Now I just need like the big dog number 1, and then I think number 6, if I remember right. And I think 7's the first red costume, which obviously I need that one too. But yeah, really happy to get Daredevil number 2 in the collection. And we're just going to keep counting down, hopefully, trying to get these Daredevils filled up because I've determined of all characters, he is my Marvel guy to collect for. And would have been X-Men, but those are just too expensive. So we're going after Daredevil before people remember there's a show and they buy all these up. So trying to get them while they're still affordable, basically. All right, we'll set that stuff over there. I do want to read the Hembeck later. Legend says, I have sketch OGR of a lot of Hembeck stuff. Going to make a video next month. And his wife loves that Matthew Cox Daredevil show. Yeah, I think it's still like the best thing that they've done at the MCU. And then they tried to negate it. And then there's like, oh, people like that, so it's back. So hopefully it's back. And oh yeah, Boardwalk. I still need to watch all Boardwalk Empire. I slept on that show, unfortunately. I've heard it's really good. I need to check it out. All right. To conclude the video, which is going to be a long conclusion, I guess. We have an entire priority box that I bought off of Whatnot. I got this for about less than $40, so it is filled to the brim. So at the very least, I'm getting it for $1 a book, but I don't even think they barely use packing. So they said there's like 50 to 70 books in here. It's not a mystery box. I remember seeing the books. I remember liking the books, but it's been so long since I've had this package and actually opened. I have no idea what's in here. So no earthly clue. So It's basically a mystery box. I know people love their mystery box unboxings. So I guess we can call this the not mystery box unboxing. I think I got this from, let's see, Crazy for Comics. He was having a blowout sale. So there's no big keys in here or anything. But I remember like, well, that's easily my money's worth with taxes. Legend says, oh, hell yeah, I hear those Whatnot deals are killer, and Hack says he enters and wins a lot of the giveaways through Whatnot. Yeah, it has its pros and cons like any other, anything on the internet, basically, like eBay and, even Facebook Marketplace, where, when you find a good seller, you want to stick with them, you want to sub them up, all that stuff. But unfortunately, like, no offense to anybody, but they let anybody on that platform. You do enough research, like sometimes, like, the not so good outweighs the good sellers on there. So you really got to like study for a little bit before you decide to, bid on some books, unless it's just a very low start, which, that's usually where I go, obviously. But yeah, I feel like, I kind of like the original format where they were very picky and choosy on who got the sell. Now I feel like as long as you have the internet, you can make a Whatnot profile and try to shill your books or whatever, shoes, purses, toys, whatever. You could sell. Like, there's people just do estate sale finds, which basically means they can sell anything now on there. So, all right. So right off the gate, we got some Spectacular Spider-Man 130. So, hey, Spider-Man for $1 from the 80s. You can't go wrong with that, right? So probably counting them down, 129. And I don't think I even showed it on the channel, but I got another box from a different Whatnot person where there's like a whole run of Web of Spider-Man. So I think probably what my thought process was, I'm like, well, I got a whole bunch of Web from the era. May as well get the Spectacular box. Now, this cover's pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure I already have it. So I need to see if there's an upgrade, or I guess, maybe I'll fire up the Whatnot again and try to sell some stuff. By the way, if you like selling or buying stuff, Seawater19 _sells _comics on Instagram. I've listed some stuff. There's some pretty good deals over there. So go check that out if you're looking for any books, because I have everything, it feels like. So I got a whole table that I don't want in this room. So if you guys are looking for something, reach out to me on Instagram. I'm sure we can find stuff. Legend, I know you're going to like this. That's why I bought this box. It had some random Watchmen in it. Like, I can't let Watchmen go for less than $1. So I got that. And then this issue, I think, is an upgrade. It might be an upgrade for me. It's Watchmen number 4. It's the origin of Dr. Manhattan. This issue is phenomenal. If you guys like, why are you watching this if you haven't read the Watchmen? Just like turn this video off and go read the Watchmen. Like, come on. But yeah, it's once again, what else can I say? Shout out to Howler Mouse. He loves the Watchmen. That guy's awesome. I don't know if people like this. So I know Drew Manchu's a big fan of Doomsday Clock. This is the black and white. Oh, this is a reprint. I don't remember these things anymore. But the Gary Frank does some phenomenal art. And I know, shout out to Drew Manchu, part of Modern Men. He is a big fan of Gary Frank's art in this book. So if you ever see him, tell him how much you love Gary Frank. He'll appreciate it. We got some shinies. Shinies, Avengers, I think 363. More shinies, 360. So 90s gimmicks. Love those. We got some Avengers number 300. Steve Rogers as the Captain, not of America anymore, just the Captain. It is a bigger book. Sal Buscema, I believe, is on this one. That looks awesome. Didn't have that one in the collection. We got Thor, Lightning, and Lament. Okay, that looks like a newer Marvel. Don't know anything about that. Oh, we're talking about the Scott Snyder Jock Detective run earlier. There's an 878 in there. It's a great issue. Black Mirror. Yeah, Black Mirror. It's a good run. Put Scott Snyder on the map. It's really good stuff. Oh, thanks, Ledge. Finding that link and putting it in there. Really appreciate it. Got some classic Superman. I'd actually like to start collecting more classic Superman before people are like, oh, yeah, that's a movie. I need that. Like, no, you don't. This stuff's been like 50 cents or $1 for years. So I always enjoy collecting the cheap Superman when I can. Actually, looks like I got 2 newsstands on that. I guess since like Legend's the only one watching, I'll hit you with the bumper. Newsstand. 2 newsstands on Superman 316. What? There you go. We got the Civil War Volume whatever Secret Wars edition. So I was avoiding the Secret Wars spin-offs at the time. We got the Jason Aaron Avengers #3. Steve Rogers Captain America. Nick Spencer probably will give these away if anyone wants them. Well, I'm not a huge Nick Spencer guy, unfortunately. So we got AVX #1. That's pretty cool, right? Or A versus X. What? Yeah, I forget. We got Captain America 695. Back to Mark Waid and Chris Samney. There we go. I like that creative team a lot right there. We got that one. And then 699. So it would have been nice to have a little run of that. I wouldn't mind actually checking that out. We got the New Avengers out. New Avengers. Al Ewing. #18. #7. So some of these are random. I kind of just told myself, like, some of this I might just donate to half-price books. No offense to Al Ewing. I just haven't had a chance to read a lot of his stuff, especially like the standoff era Marvel, whatever that was. I skipped that completely. So I need somebody to tell me if that's good or not, I guess. A lot of that. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man #1, Civil War #2. Sure. There we go. Civil War #2. You know what? I don't think I've ever actually read Civil War 2. So maybe it's good. I didn't hear too much good things though. So we got Suicide Squad from the New 52 #10. Love me some New 52 era DC. No, it's widely criticized. At least like the first quarter of the New 52 is a lot of fun in my opinion. Then once you get to these issue 20s, the fun started to wear off a little bit. But I never did get a chance to read Suicide Squad. I heard mixed things, but there was some good in there. We got I'm like Jason Smithing these things. But hey, it's warm in here. We got a whole box to go through. Well, maybe like a fifth of a box. We're almost done here. We got New Suicide Squad 17. Which I think Jim Lee started on that, and then that didn't last long. Back to New 52 13. Green Lantern variant on New #12. That's actually kind of cool. I might hang on to that. Some sort of free Preacher, probably Preacher #1 reprint. That's kind of cool, actually. Doom Patrol. Didn't love some Doom Patrol 85. Cool cover on that. We got the latter half of the Grant Morrison run, #53. One day I'll finish. I need to finish this run, actually. Definitely keeping these. We got issue 50. Really cool white cover on that. #49. Robot Man. We got the Dreaming #1. Got to be some awesome Dave McKeon art there. More Doom Patrol 71. #41. 37. And in the bottom last comic of the night, we got an Adam Kubert. Might be a variant. I don't know if this is. I was trying to figure out if it was a variant. But anyway, all new X-Men #1, Monsters Unleashed. Once again, the numbering title DC, or I'm sorry, Marvel gimmicks, they get me every time. So cool cover. Always like the Kubert brothers when I can get them. Let's see what legends say in here. I knew Jason Smith would pop them. He loves that Samney. Chris Samney's awesome. Jason Smith's still doing good. I follow him on Facebook and IG. Yeah, he's turned into a social media superstar over on Facebook. Jason Smith was fun to hang out with. Miss him. Very funny guy behind the scenes. Yeah, that guy could rapid fire like 200 comics in a comic auction. But I guess he sold all the collections, so he succeeded in his endeavors. So shout out to Jason Smith. I hadn't seen that guy for a while. He was awesome. He is awesome. All right, so I think that wraps up things here. Like I said, nice, quick, and easy video. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out Seawater 19 on TikTok, I'm going to start diving into the TikTok stuff. I put my TMNT #1 synopsis over there. I'm going to try to get #2 recorded at some point. My power went out for 3 days, so that kind of like ruined any plan I had to do to make videos. So therefore, me live streaming on a Saturday. We got a Modern Men coming up. The ETA is still kind of unknown. It's probably because I think JB's starting vacation soon. And we got 4th of July coming up. But we're going to try to read some Silver Surfer coming up from Dan Slott and Mike Allred. So really like that run. We're at least going to try to read through issue 11 because we got to get to that crazy Mobius strip issue. So check that out. Keep those notifications on because well, you know, we all work for a living, right? We don't get paid to do Modern Men. We just do it for fun. So one day we'll get that released. And we're going to read some, I think Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe after that, depending on timing. Legend says TikTok, dang man, I will watch you on the. Yeah, I need to figure out that link. I only used it like twice, and then somehow like that video got more views than all the other ones I made combined. That, you know, I put that same video on YouTube and Instagram. So it's curious to see the TikTok algorithm thrown in there too. I was just bored. I'm like, oh yeah, I have this video on my phone. I could just drop it on TikTok because I know, you know, our friend Chad loves TikTok, so decided to drop it on there, and it did pretty good. So I think I'm gonna try it out, do another one, and see what happens in the future. But big thanks, everybody who's watching on the rewind. Thank you, Great Legend, for keeping me company in the chat. And until next time, news stand.